This chapter is esoterically entitled The Death, because he, who starts to disintegrate his defects, begins to leave the circle in which all of humanity is in. So when he is invited to commit a misdeed, and he doesn't, others say, he is good for nothing, he is dead, because he does not follow the path of the rest of humanity. Every human being has a divine spark within itself which is called the soul, Buddhata or essence. Well, it has different names, but in reality it is a divine spark that pushes us and gives us strength to undertake the spiritual work, like the one I am teaching you here. This essence or soul is trapped within all our wickedness, defects or psychological selves, which are esoterically called ego. These prevent the essence from freely manifesting itself because they take control and command the person. However, with the work of the disintegration of the defects, the essence begins to grow, gets stronger, and starts to manifest itself with more clarity and more strength. It gradually transforms into soul. Let me use the example of the tree for you to better understand. A tree stands on its own main roots, which do not nourish the tree, it only serves to sustain it against the winds and its own weight, so that it does not fall down or collapse. It is the very small roots spread over the surface of the ground that absorbs the nutrients to nourish the tree. It is the same for the ego within us and all of humanity. The thick roots sustaining the tree symbolize the cardinal defects such as lust, vengeance, anger, pride and many others. And the small roots represent the details, those tiny manifestations belonging to one cardinal defect or another. These are its nourishment. The ego is fed by all these many tiny details, which we have in large quantities. We must begin to observe ourselves, so as to see the thousands and thousands of negative details we have, which are those that sustain the trunk known as the ego. This process must be done if you want to save yourself from the disaster that is coming. You must begin to remove the tiny feeder roots that nourish the tree. One must commit to disintegration of all the negative details such as evil thoughts, hatred, envy of others, ambition, stealing coins and insignificant things, telling lies, using words full of pride, greed, in other words, all the things which are basically negative. There is another divine spark within us called the Divine Mother, whose mission is to disintegrate our defects with a lance which she possesses. No matter how small the detail may be, you must ask your inner Divine Mother, my mother, pull this defect out of me and disintegrate it with your lance. She will do so because this is her mission, to help us in this manner so that we can liberate ourselves. In this way the tree does not grow anymore, instead it becomes undernourished and it withers. What I am teaching you here, you must put into practice. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, whether you are working or doing something else, you must pay attention to your mind, your heart and your sex. They are the three centers in which all the defects manifest themselves. When an element manifests itself in any one of these three centers, the petition to the Divine Mother follows immediately, so that she can proceed to disintegrate it. With this work, the death of the ego, which I am pointing out to you here, you will acquire scientific chastity and learn to love humanity. He who does not work upon the disintegration of the defects, can never reach chastity and can never feel love for others either, because he does not love himself. The disintegration of the defects and the astral unfolding are the only formulas that exist for the rescue.